Okay, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. As Siobhan has been kind of asking you, I'm sure you guys are well.
Yeah.
Thank you again for all of you who attended the conference.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
It was life changing.
Yes.
Not only for us,
absolutely.
but for loads of you that attended as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys have reached out to us, message, text, phone, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. So we're gonna kick off today. My name is Auric,
And I'm Siobhan.
and this is the journey so far. And this particular segment is called Wedding Planning Part 2. So for those of you who joined us before, I
Yes.
think it must have been about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked
good
about
little while ago.
the first, the first segment of our wedding planning. We
Yeah.
talked about, all the things that we did. And we're going to continue.
Yay!
Yeah, man.
So if you didn't already see it, you can go over to our YouTube, you can like,
Yes.
subscribe, you can share, you can sign up, you can watch it. It should be titled Wedding Planning and it should be nice and easy for you to find it.
Yep.
The YouTube is Two Love Collective and basically you can go from there. So we're going to dive straight in. Okay, so there are a number of things that took place over the process. So let's say we brought you guys up to speed. We got engaged February, so
Yeah.
you guys were probably brought up to the July
Yeah, I think so.
July August
time.
kind of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was crunch time. Because we had just talked about the family planning.
Yes.
So the fact that we came together with a family.
Yes.
And everybody was kind of saying their little pieces. We were talking about the numbers.
Yes.
And how we had
Way too many.
we had 311 people
that we
at
were
the
allowed
reception.
to have. That we were allowed to have at the reception.
And how difficult that was. I
Yes.
mean, it sounds like a lot, and a lot of you are just like, "Boy, that's a lot of people."
300 people.
But it was really, really,
really
difficult,
hard.
guys.
It was really hard.
Because it was just hard. Like, I had all my family from Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Some of them who were here. Siobhan, all her family are here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The extended.
Uncles, cousins,
Yeah,
everybody's here. So it was really hard.
It was a lot of things. So in the end, we actually wrote our list and we had way too many people at to try and whittle it down.
It's crazy.
So that was its own problem. And then we get to like July, and before we got even engaged, we spoke to, I think it was Action Jackson,
Okay.
and he said the most important thing that you guys need to book is your honeymoon. That should be the
Yeah,
first thing
that
you
was
book.
that was good advice. That was very, very good advice.
Because he's like, listen, the wedding, that's for everybody. You're feeding them, you're doing all that stuff for them, that's for them. First thing you need to do, book your honeymoon, where you want to go.
For reals.
However, we were on such a tight budget.
Yeah, the budget was super tight.
We didn't even know if we were going to have a honeymoon.
That's how deep it was, guys.
So that was like being pushed back because we didn't know where we were going to live. And that was the most important thing for us. So we went to an estate agent in Walthamstow.
Yeah,
And
we did. I was working at the time.
you were working at the time.
Yeah, because I was
You
was
found a
an
job.
estate agent
Yeah.
in Canary Wharf.
Yes.
At
And
the
we
time.
definitely couldn't go for any of those properties because they were
So-
super expensive.
£350 a week, like, fam.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that sounds crazy now, but yeah, even then it was mad. So I found a place that was in Walthamstow. So I went to see it with my sister. We really liked it. And then I came back again with Ulrich. And
You messaged me that day.
messaged
You were
you.
excited.
And I said, listen, I
Just
think we
screaming down
found
the
the
phone.
place.
She was
It's
just like,
beautiful. It's
"It's
brand
nice."
new. It's
I
nice.
was just like, okay.
But it was small.
It was basically a studio flat.
No. It was a
It wasn't
one
a studio.
bedroom. It was
a
a
one
one
bedroom.
bedroom. It was a one bedroom flat. But it was such a one bedroom flat
It was such a one bedroom.
that the things you would expect to see, you didn't quite see. So it had a bathroom, a nice big bathroom. That was fine.
Yeah, it was
nice big open plan kitchen, sitting room area. Fine. And then
There was the room.
the bedroom. The bedroom was on the small side. The bedroom fit a double bed. But that was it.
Just.
That was it. You couldn't get your chest of drawers in there.
Nope.
You couldn't get a wardrobe in there.
Nope.
But then there was a built-in wardrobe outside of the room. So it was fine. You said, okay, fine, I'll get on with it.
And the room didn't have a door?
So that was the main thing. So for whatever reason, they decided to build this property with no door on
funny,
the bedroom.
Man.
There's a door on the bathroom.
Mm-mm.
There was no door on the bedroom.
No door on the bedroom. That's
I guess this was to get around the whole not having to have space to open the door to get the bed in and all that kind of stuff.
It was crazy, man.
But you know,
but it had like a little, because we did like a. It had. Did it have a rail?
No. We put a rail there, didn't we? And then we put a little veil. So
yeah,
we just had a little.
You know what I mean?
Little running.
Make it into a tabernacle. You know, just come God, tabernacle with us. You know.
But I have to be honest with you guys. When we got there at first, we didn't notice that it didn't have a door.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was kind of like, this is so nice. Like we were swept away by the other niceties because everything looked plush.
Yeah, it was brand new.
And then my dad came to see it, and he was like, "Where's the door?" And we were like,
"Oh yeah."
But by that time, we were already full swing, full like
deposits
it was
down and all that kind of stuff.
All of that kind of stuff. But we go back because we've gone ahead with the deposit stuff. But what happened was we looked at the place and we decided on it. And we said, yeah, we definitely want to do it. The choir that we sang with, they travelled to Poland. So we were out in Poland ministering with like about 30 of us.
Yeah.
We were out there for 10 days. And so whilst we were out there, we had to pay the deposit on the property to secure it, but we couldn't secure it because obviously we were out in Poland and you had to be there and all these different things. Kind of stuff. So my granny, my beloved granny, my late granny, at the time went down to the estate agent and she paid our deposit. And even now when I think about it, I could get teary, but I'm gonna fight it. But it was one of those kind of situations where we were just like, God. Only you, Only you. She paid our deposit and she paid the first month's rent. And it was like things like that we just continued to have blessings. But we knew the budget was super low. But then what happened was because my gran paid that deposit and she paid the first month's rent for us, we could book our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have our honeymoon booked. So we were and it released us to do some other things.
Just allowed us to breathe, boy. Tell you.
Honestly, those things those are the blessings that you just hold dear, like as like little pearls to be like
100.
I didn't know how that was gonna come through, but that came through, you know.
The Lord.
Only God. So okay, so we have a story about both of our wedding attire for what we wore on the day.
You're going first.
Okay, so back in February, when Ulrich proposed, I went and I tried on a few dresses. I loved the first dress I tried on, and it actually happened to be the one that I ended up wearing in the end. So basically, I tried on all these other ones. My mum got involved. And the thing is, you know, like when you think that your wedding is going to be on a budget, you just think to yourself, oh no, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe you have to go for this kind of cheapy dress. And, you know, all these different things you start planning in your head. Maybe I cut back here and cut back there. And my mum just came in and she was like, no. The dress is one of the most important things. Sorry, guys.
Just a little shift. We're just going to shift a little bit.
So, my mum came in and she was like, right, the dress is one of the most important bits. So, when it comes to the dress, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Your dad and I have got you. You choose what dress you want, not what dress you can afford. You just choose what dress you want. So the first dress I tried on, I went to Losner's in Stamford Hill. For those of you who know about North London, I went to Losner's, Stamford Hill, because my mum had gone there and her mum had gone there and her mum and her mum. It's just been going for ages. So anyway, went there and I tried on this dress. It was beautiful. I chose it in February. They needed at least 6 months to make the dress. Custom made for me. get to September when I'm supposed to be trying on my dress, and this is like cutting it fine because they were like, really, we wouldn't do it, but okay, fine. Why is my dress lopsided? Why is my dress, like the bodice, not cut correctly?
And you know the ones, when she's saying it to me, I don't know what to say. Like I can't even relate, because it's just like,
so
what are we gonna do?
It took them 6 months to make the dress. I'm supposed to try it on 2 weeks before the wedding day to have the fitting of the dress, sign it off. They just like hem it to see if it's too long or long enough. All of that, just the small minor details. But technically, you should have your dress. When we got to the dress shop and they said, no, we can't sell you this dress. We need to send it back because this is not acceptable. I'm just like, okay, I understand you have this standard. I get it. What do I do? Because this is the dress that I want and you don't have it laying around. It's a custom made dress. So they were like, right, we're going to have to send it back to the States and we're going to have them redo the dress for you from scratch. I was like, and they can do that in the 2 weeks. She said, yes, it will have to be done. So we walk out of the shop. The prayer that went up, you know, like we were fasting for different things at different times anyway throughout our planning. But at that point, Jesus, take the wheel.
What do you do?
It was Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go with this. I don't know what to say. It was just...
It was by faith, man.
Shake my head.
It was by faith.
So,
It was by faith.
yeah.
We just had to trust, because what can you do?
I know. So on the day that we went back, 2 days before the wedding day now, this is 2 days, I go in and I'm just like, listen, what you got for me? What is it ready? And she's like, it's back, it's ready, it's here for you. And I'm just like,
But it better fit right.
it just better, like, let's just do this. Try it on and it's perfect. It fits like a glove. It is amazing. I had lost so much weight at the time that I was really worried that because I was losing more and more weight, it wasn't going to fit right, but it fit perfectly. And they knocked down the price even more because of all of the stuff, and you know, they threw in extra things like for the veil, extra Swarovski crystals on it and things like that. So it really, they really did make up for it. But my God,
the heart, the palpitations,
the sleep at night was like, Lord, I'm laying my head down knowing that when I wake up in the morning,
God had to make her lie down.
It is okay. It is okay, because Jesus,
Yeah, man, it was
you
deep.
need to take this.
Yeah, but it's like, I think for me, on the other side of the world, not the world, but just on my side, I was getting a custom made suit, because it's really weird. It's like, up until this point, I'd never really kind of figured out what I actually wanted to like wear. Do you know what I mean? I knew I wanted to do the whole tails thing. I wasn't too sure, but I just thought, let me try it. So I hit up my boy Senna.
Yeah.
What's it called now?
Morts
and More suits, because obviously he had just started his kind of company with his business partner doing like male suits and stuff. So I touched base with him. I said, look, I need a suit for my wedding. I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the first suits that they did. We spoke about it, we talked about it, we met up in central London and went through all the kind of fabrics and all of that kind of stuff. But in my head, I just wanted a white suit.
Yes.
That's all I wanted. And so he was showing me some of the suits and all that kind of stuff, the fabrics and stuff. And then it was like, there was one that we kind of fell on, but it was like a off-white. Oh. So it wasn't completely white. So in my head, I was just like, man. And up until this point, so many things had kind of gone wrong, like delays. So like Siobhan's dress, not sure what's happening with the house, and just little tiny things. And I was just like, man, this is not really what I want, but okay, we'll go with it if that's the only thing. Because they're literally at this point, I don't think there was enough time for me to start scouting suits, and I didn't really want to do like a Moss Bros suit. It was just like, nah, whatever, forget it. So we went through it anyway. Picked the tie, picked the, what's it called? I didn't really like the way that the tie looked, but I picked one anyway. I was just like, let's just pick it, get this suit here. Suit came, and I looked at it. I was just like, oh, okay. I tried it on. It was a bit baggy, kind of like Siobhan, not lopsided, but it was a bit baggy. I was just like, man, nah, this needs to be fitted, man. It needs to be, because back in the day, I used to get all of my jackets fitted. So it was like, do you know what I mean? In uni, all of my blazers, they were all custom fitted. So, so I just worked with Senna, do you know what I mean? Because I knew, do you know what I mean? He was helping me out, I was helping him out, kind of thing. But yeah, it was cool. At the end of it, I had a nice little custom thing on the inside that said this suit was tailor-made for Auric Coca. All proper inside, I was lashed. But yeah, it was good. Got the shoes. Didn't really like the shoes. Do you know what I mean? It was just, I went to Brixton, I think, because we were at church there one time. I went there early. And it was just like, yeah. So for me, it was a very different experience.
Yeah.
It's like all this preparation had happened on the other side. But for me, it felt like the suit, the shoes, it was rushed. I didn't have enough time to really like, do you know what I mean? Go in and just let my heart just choose. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have, my mum or my dad on the other side saying, yeah, I'll buy you whatever you want. Whatever you want, girl. Just,
but
do you know
come
what I
on,
mean?
the wedding dress.
Not that it was a bad thing, but it was a different experience for me. But it was fine. It all came together in the end.
I think, like, for us, there were some things that we applied lots of details. Do you know what it was?
Yeah,
I think we applied lots of detail to how everybody else would experience the day.
Yeah.
But less on us.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
And unfortunately,
the focus was on other people.
I would say to you guys, if you are not married already, do take the time.
Make sure you're happy.
Yeah, to make sure you're happy with the day, make sure you're happy with some of the decisions.
And the plans
and the things, because you find yourself doing a lot of things for other people.
Yeah, it's true.
To enjoy your wedding, for other people to feel that they've been catered to, they've been looked after,
that this is the best wedding they've gone to.
And also that like you had them in mind.
Like they're not stressed. Do you know what I mean?
But actually, what is it doing to you? Anyway.
It was hard, man.
So another lovely thing that came up was that
my gosh, where are you gonna go the day before?
So yes.
Okay.
So we found a florist, a wonderful florist. I found the florist. She worked in Wood Green, and I worked in Wood Green at the time when I found the venue. Yeah. And I kept in touch with her. Lovely lady. She went to church with a few people that we knew and things like that. So it was just like, this is cool.
Yeah, there was a connection. There was a connection.
And then we found, as time was going and we were getting closer to our date, she was going through a lot of difficult situations, like really, really testing situations. Yeah,
we found out later. But
we found that out, but
she was just acting.
Different things were going on. Like she wasn't responding.
Yeah.
And, just.
And when people are like, they're not responding, but they're not responding at the right time, because it's getting closer to the day. Yeah. So it's almost like this is like the week before, and we're just checking in just to make sure, everything's okay. And you know what I'm saying? And the church is done, and, we had agreed and said, you know what? We want the church to be like this. We want the flowers to arrive at this time. Like,
we paid the money for the bridesmaids.
Like our planning, we didn't play around. Yeah. We had a whole, like we said in part 1, we had a whole spreadsheet. Everything was time sensitive. Weeks leading up, everything was like. So when it's like we're saying, okay, so just wanted to check, that we're having these flowers for the bouquet.
Yeah. Or for the bridesmaids bouquets, because we paid, we dropped the money in your account. Did you get it? And then we would get, yeah, sorry, I got the payment, and I'll get back to you. We're kind of like getting a little bit worried. The week of the wedding, the florist basically was going through a real breakdown
marital
in her marriage, to the point that we started counselling her on her marriage. And it was at that point that we were kind of like, God,
maybe this is a calling.
What's going on here? We are driving the florist to our church, because basically she wasn't just a florist, she actually did weddings, wedding planning. So she had chair covers, and we needed chair covers for the church because we had so many people. We had too many different chairs, and we were like, we can't have red chair, blue chair, green chair, yellow chair. We need all the chairs to be white. So she was giving us chair covers so that we could cover all the chairs so that everyone could look uniformed.
And remember, guys, this is a lot of chair covers,
and this is
because
a lot of
the church held about 500 people, and we had probably about 600 in total. Don't get scared, because it wasn't 600 people coming to the reception.
But
but the church was massive.
People.
It was really big.
Yeah.
And because we had a big family, and because we couldn't invite everybody to the reception, we said, okay, let's go ham on the church and just let everybody come.
Yes.
And then we'll just chop it off and let's say only certain people can go. So it's a lot of chair covers. This is not, it's not like, 50 people or 100 people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's a lot. It's a lot of chair covers. So then we pick her up and we're driving to the church so she could see, and
because her husband couldn't pick her up.
Because
Remember,
her husband,
that was part of it.
Part of the issue of what was going on with them was that
he had the car,
and it was
a lot of things.
Then it became us at her service.
We were counselling her. We were just saying, well, giving her I'm just like, hold on a minute. And in my head, whilst I'm talking, I'm like, wait, what? We're the ones about to get married. Why are we the ones
giving marital advice?
It doesn't make sense.
It was a very different experience.
And she was lashed, and she was just like, oh my gosh, almost in tears. She was just like, thank you guys so much. You know what I mean? You guys are such a blessing, and
And but in that situation, we didn't know what else to do but to lend a hand to support.
Had to, man. Had to.
However,
tell it like it is.
We got to the day before the wedding.
So we were supposed to come to the church. Siobhan was supposed to pick up her bouquet for the next day.
And then go home. And not even see the church. Don't even come in, just...
And the church was open from earlier on that day. So, the florist and stuff, she had to kind of organise herself to get there and make sure. Because she was also doing some of the decorating as well.
Yeah.
Like draping, the corridors and stuff, and putting a few, what do they call it? Organza stuff on the chairs and all that kind of stuff. And... yeah,
so I think
because
she was
family were ironing though.
Yeah, because there were so many chair covers.
Right.
We needed people to be ironing, so we had loads of people pitching in. We had people.
My sisters from the States had flew in,
and
they were there ironing
chair covers. It was a lot of things. So this is the day before.
A whole operation.
Myself and the bridesmaids, we've just had our nails done, we've just had our pedicure, you're doing the finishing touches.
And the guys, we were running so late because I was sorting out some stuff for the church that we hadn't even gone to have our haircut. And this was it must have been about 10 o'clock. Because I got there, you weren't there.
Yeah.
And I called her and said, because she called me and said, are the flowers there? Are the bridesmaid flowers?
Because we're going to swing by and pick them up now that we've finished doing our nails, so that we can go home.
And I said to Siobhan, no.
Nothing is ready.
I don't see it. I don't see them here. Do you know what I mean? I see something because I saw a box, right? and it had some stuff in there, but I was like, you know those ones where you see something, you're like, nah, it can't be like that.
It can't be. It can't be.
Say it ain't so.
So people are dressed in the church, and that's what it's there. Ulrich is there running around helping them do those bits and bobs. But really and truly, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not supposed to be at the church. I'm supposed to turn up and see it made up. But we're just swinging by to go.
Because did we have a rehearsal?
No, that was a couple of days before. So
Okay, yeah.
So we get there.
Siobhan gets there.
No, we get
I've
there.
gone. We've gone to
Bridesmaids.
South London to get our
so
trips.
the guys have left.
So we're not even around.
No. You was there.
Was I there?
You were there.
When you
were
switched?
there. You were there because you said, Siobhan, you need to stop.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure I was on my way. I was sure. Anyway, tell the story.
We get there to the church, and we let her know, oh, the bride and the bridesmaids are outside. They're just going to collect the bouquet. So we come to the foyer, not even into the church bit. And she's like, okay, yeah, I've got your bouquets here. And she has the bridesmaids' bouquets looking perfect, beautiful. And then she has my bouquet. And no word of a lie, it had garden weeds.
Oh my god.
It wasn't the bouquet I'd paid over £100 for. It was just like, it had daisies in there, you know, like where you're just like,
that was not the request.
to the point that one of my bridesmaids was like, whose bouquet is that? You know, like thinking that the florist had another wedding that she was doing or something. Because all of those guys had their bouquets already.
Wow.
Now, I had chosen amaryllis flowers, like really like special flowers, like bamboo. Like I had gone in, and when I saw this bunch of flowers, I was just like,
say it ain't so.
And then she said, you know, I'm so sorry. I've been having such a hard time with my husband. You know, we haven't been speaking. You know, he took the van, so I couldn't go to the florist. I couldn't go to the...
Couldn't get there on
I
time.
couldn't get there on time.
Because it opened early.
Because it opened early and he had the van, so I couldn't get to it. So I'm really sorry. By the time I got there, this was all they had left.
Later that evening.
3 minutes later, I had to take her outside and say, listen, I understand everything that's going on, but that no make it, we cannot continue like this. A line needs to be drawn. We've paid for something, and this is not what we've paid.
It's the day before. How can you drop that the day before?
You know, like when steam wants to come out of your ears, your nose, your everywhere, and you can't even melt down, even though you feel like you are valid to melt down, because there's so many people there looking at you,
waiting,
looking at you, and the thing is, they're not gonna know anything. They're just gonna be like, look at that bridezilla. Look at that. She thinks that she's bad because she's getting married. She thinks that she can just speak to people anyhow. And you're absolutely valid to... You have to compose yourself. So we had some frank words, but they were in love, I must admit. And then obviously the next day she came to our house and she bought me my bouquet.
Listen, it was a different woman.
It was a very different experience.
It was a different woman and it was a different bouquet. That bouquet, yeah, I'm telling you, it was like Cinderella. Overnight, bibbity babbity boo.
And it needed
Trust
to be.
me. It was deep.
It really needed to be, because the way that it came before, I was like,
whatever you said. That's what I said to Siobhan. I said, whatever you said. Shifted the atmosphere.
Something had to shift. And fair play. I understand she was going through a lot.
Yeah, she was.
So the fact that she was able to turn it around and, you know, do what she did, I can only say thank God and thank her. And, you know, it was a flawless bouquet that came out. It was amazing. It was amazing.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, snap.
And all the flowers after that, because she did the flowers for the church, and they just looked phenomenal. So I can't fault her. I just know that at that point, it was touch and go, guys. If I didn't get upset, we could have been talking about a very different thing right here.
Different wedding, but I tell you.
Different thing.
Different wedding.
So, because of that, everybody knew, get Siobhan out of here. Just get her out of here. Get her home. Do not let her stay here at the church anymore, because she's going to run riot with everything else.
And what's
Why
this?
isn't this?
And what's this? And what's this? And what's that smell?
So it was like, get her out of here. Just get her out. So I had to get home. So by this time, it's about 10, 11 o'clock. And Ulrich, at this point, starts leaving East London to go with his guys to try and get his trim.
For all of us, you know, all 6 of us, I was just like, what are we doing? So we left the church now. We're just like, look, I'm done. My family's there. Siobhan's there. She's doing her thing. I'm out of here, because if I don't get myself sorted, there's going to be a problem tomorrow. So we are driving through East London looking for a barber's, because my barber's done closed. He's in Clapham Junction, and we are not going to Clapham Junction because he said he's not able to cut all of us. Not at that time. So we're driving.
10 p.m.
We're driving. All the guys are saying all the barbershops that they know. We go to all of them. They're just like, nah, can't do it. We get to Greenwich, guys. Greenwich, you know. I think I had to text someone. I'm sure it was Michael Massaday. I'm sure I touched Greenwich, and I messaged him, I think, and I said, look, do you know any barbers that close late? And he was just like, yeah, there's one. And I think he sent me the address or whatever. So we just started trekking down there. All 5 or 6 of us just came up, rolled up to this place, and they were still cutting. And it was one barber, you know. And I think he owned the shop as well. So he was we just said to him, look, can you cut us? I'm getting married tomorrow. And he looked at us like, all right, sit down. And we were just like, thank you, Jesus. So yeah, literally we just sat there, waited for each man to get his trim.
Listen.
And yeah, by the time we finished, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
It was late.
2 o'clock in the morning, because we had to go and drop the car. Do you remember? We had to take my mum's car and drop it up at the venue. Yeah. So that it was there for when we get there. Because obviously all the cars were coming to pick us up in the morning. So nobody's driving.
So honestly, guys, these are the things you have to plan out. You have to plan how you're getting home. Yeah. Because everybody leaves in the wedding cars to take you there. But then how are you leaving? How are you getting back home? So you need to drive there the night before.
And there weren't no Ubers back then.
Have somebody else drive behind you so you could jump in with them to come back. It was
It was manic. Mad crazy. Yeah. Mad crazy. And then we had to pack.
Yeah, because we were flying out the next day to go on our honeymoon.
And this is all crazy, guys, because think about it. Obviously, we're not living together.
No.
So she's at her mum's, I'm at my mum's. And then by the time we drop off the car, we all the guys are coming to my house. We all slept in my living room on the chairs and everywhere. I couldn't sleep in my room. I couldn't do that to my guys. So...
It was just mad. It was just madness. So Ulrich gets home at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's still stuff to do. There's still stuff to do. It wasn't like there's nothing to do. I leave the church and I get to my mum and dad's at about 11 o'clock, where obviously I was living at the time. I roll up and my uncle has flown in from the States for the wedding, and he's just arrived. So I come through the door and they're like, yeah. It's big party at one. There's alcohol, there's pizzas, there's like more people ironing chair covers. And then most of my bridesmaids are with me, bar one, who was already married, so she stayed home, and she's on the line.
Went to her husband.
I know, and I rate her because by the time she got home, I'm sure it must have been after midnight, and she had to be back at mine to get hair and makeup and all that done before 6 o'clock in the morning, or about 6-7 o'clock in the morning. So
crazy.
Shy, well done. But literally, bridesmaids were staying at mine and staying at my brother's, who lived across the road.
Crazy.
Or he had a flat around the corner.
Split that. Actually.
We split it, and I tell you what,
that's crazy.
I didn't get to sleep because as soon as I got home, I had to pack because we were flying out the next day, and it was just, there were loads of things still to do. Vanessa was doing my eyelashes. There was just stuff.
Pure things.
I closed my eyes at 4 a.m. I went to sleep at 4 a.m. I got up at 5:40 to start the day. 1 hour and 40 minutes sleep. That was it.
Yeah. And I think I was about the same as well. It was like something to 4. Because I had to set up all the guys' suits and stuff because they were conked out. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? They're there to support me, you know, and they're all conked out, and all their suits are in the bags. I'm just like, seriously, guys. Seriously, guys. Seriously. So I got up and I had to just sort it all out and just put them on hangers, hang them up.
So, guys,
It's deep, man.
for those of you who are not married as yet, there are rules and roles for bridesmaids and groomsmen that I don't know why.
We need to write a book on that.
I think we do.
How to be a groomsman.
Exactly, and how to be a bridesmaid.
Because some of the atrocious things that I see, I'm just like, seriously,
At
guys,
weddings,
the amount of
it's
weddings
big.
I've gone to, and I've seen the best man, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, why are you playing with your daughter? You've got work to do. You have to be at the beck and call of
the
that guy.
groom.
Anything that he needs, anything that goes
so
wrong, you need to
true.
make sure that
So
you
true.
are running the ship so that he doesn't even know nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
When he asks you how's it going, he's like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I got it.
There's nothing
I
that
got
should
it.
get to the bride or the groom. No problem should get to them.
You are the shield, man. Listen, some bridesmaids, I'm just like,
Listen,
the bride is struggling to stand up.
to stand up.
She's just
I
there.
and then I am an attendee and I'm fixing the bride's dress. I'm just like, what am I doing? But
So-
yeah, the chief bridesmaid is selfie.
Yeah, selfie and do your job.
Honestly, you'd be
Do your
surprised.
job.
At one point, we went to a wedding and Oryx started announcing. How many times have you taken charge of photography at weddings? I
I'm
think
done.
3 or 4.
I'm done.
Maybe 5 or 6
I'm
times.
done.
When it gets to the photography time, I don't know why.
Everyone just goes
There's
crazy.
no
It's like they lose their minds.
And
Okay, can I have the parents and the parents of the bride, family of the bride? I'm just like,
or it
come
becomes this
on,
announcing,
guys.
and it just feels like, why isn't this part planned?
And the thing is, whilst I'm doing it, it's the attitude of the best man.
It's just
Whilst
like-
I'm doing this, like, oh yeah. It's
Did
not
you
even
feel
like, oh no, sorry, bruv. Like,
I should
it's
be
just
doing
like,
that. Yeah, handle that. Thanks. Peace, bruh.
just like, do your job. That's all I want to do.
I think that will be another book that goes in the annals.
It's not
How
even a
to
book.
be-
We need to do a live.
How to be a bridesmaid, how to be a groomsman.
Listen.
Because there are too many stories that we can tell.
Listen, right? When I was best man for my friend's wedding, yeah? Listen, it was weighty. Do you know what I mean? The most I'm not going to say his name so that he's not exposed.
no.
Do you get what I'm saying? But it was weighty. When we got to the church, I was not, I was prepared.
No, you wasn't prepared for what happened.
I
Not to that
I didn't,
degree.
I prepared, but not for what happened. Do you understand? Because usually I roll with tissues anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't muck around. I'm always kind of Ulrich. If anything was to mash up, do you know what I mean? You've got this.
Yeah.
Listen, I get to the altar, right? And I'm thinking, okay, cool. Everything's cool. I've got everything on hand. You know, he's asked me, he's like, what's going on? How's everything going? I'm like, yeah, everything's cool. You know, bride is coming up the aisle now. He hears the music. And then all of a sudden, Tutu's, I turn round. Man is balling. No, guys, I'm talking about balling. Like, I've never seen this guy cry before. He was lashed. Like, proper drawn nose. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I take my tissue out. I'm just like, and I'm trying to console him because the weight of this moment is just spilling out. And to the point where he wouldn't stop crying, guys. So I'm standing next to him, right? So I get in front of him and I hold his head like this. Literally, I hold his head like this and I look to the other side as his bride is coming down. I was like, she's coming down. You need to get yourself together. It was deep, but it was so emotional though. It was so emotional. Because I was just like, wow.
There's a lot that takes place at that time.
Like, you got to be ready for anything.
There's so much that can happen.
And what about like when the mics?
Oh gosh, do you know what? That's a different story.
That's like an umpire.
We need to do another live on how to be a bridesmaid and groom, and just things that can just come up that you need to be prepared for. Because there's so many stories we can tell.
Listen,
the bride fainted one time.
And then they're giving their vows. There's no mic. It's like, I do. Guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's too many stories.
But the most of it is just to say that the journey to getting married.
Yeah, it's a big one, and
massive one.
This is the first test.
Yes. How you
handle your wedding planning
process.
Day. Listen, it's going to tell you a lot about who the two of you are and what you're marrying into. Like we always say to people, you know, Siobhan says it eloquently. Like, if you're 25 years old and you're getting married to somebody who's 25 years old, that's 50 years that you're bringing into one home. And with that 50 years is all your family, because you're marrying their family.
It's true.
You can't say, oh, I'm just marrying him. No, you're marrying the mum, dad, brother, sister, cousins, all of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's so how you're going to meet that. So prime example with what Ulrich said, when we were going through the wedding planning, Ulrich said, well, maybe, because everything was coming up quite costly, maybe we should not serve alcohol. I said...
I didn't say maybe. I said, we ain't serving alcohol.
Sorry, that's what he said. He said, we ain't serving alcohol at our wedding. I said, then we can't get married because my family won't come to a wedding that doesn't allow them to drink alcohol. It's not a wedding.
And I was proper vexed, you know.
It's not a wedding.
Because I was just like...
What do you mean? What do you mean? I said, what do you mean? Do you know that my family
are drinkers? And I didn't know that. Like, I knew they drink, but I didn't know that they're drinkers. Like, bring your bottle to a wedding.
Exactly.
Drinkers.
That's what I was about to say. We've had weddings in our family where they say the bar is not open until everyone's eaten their dinner.
Do not do that to her family.
So they've just gone to the off license and bought their own drink. And they bring it in and eat it and drink it with their dinner. Like, they're just like, listen, you're not going to stop me. This is why I've come.
I've embraced it.
And we had people fall out about wine at our wedding and all kinds of things. So honestly,
I had to eat that humble bite quickly.
Eat it quickly. Like when Ulrich said, maybe we shouldn't have children at the wedding. I was like,
do you know how many children are on that side of them?
You clearly don't want to marry me because
there's quite a few children. Yeah, it was mad.
How can I say to my first cousin,
it's crazy,
she has to leave her children? At the time, it was just like, that's
I got some serious reality checks though.
Exactly.
Serious reality checks, because it was just like, Ulrich, seriously. Like, this is because that's where you begin.
Your family.
Yeah, because my family are calm. Do you know what I mean?
But they didn't.
They don't have to drink. They drink. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But they don't have to drink. If you say, you know, we're not serving alcohol, they'll be like, it's cool.
Cool, just drink Coke.
Drink Coke.
Whereas my family would be like,
excuse me. I need this to get. I need this to have a good time.
No. It's not. I need this to have a good time. But I'm sorry. This is not a wedding then. Like,
this is not a family wedding.
This is an event that you guys want to have. Peace out. I'll catch you on the other side.
No, it was.
We had to learn dynamics of families and get things together.
We did.
So guys, there's so many more things that we could tell you, especially about the day. And I think that we need a couple of episodes for the day.
Need to cut it in two, boy. Like, just the morning and the afternoon.
There's several. But one thing I did like about the wedding planning is that it brought our families together with regards to the Ashobi.
Yeah, the clothes. Yeah.
Because we got changed into some African attire, and my family really embraced it, and they had like their different garments made, and it was just.
It was really nice.
Beautiful.
Because I think that was a really good part of. Because I know like certain members of the family didn't like certain parts of the culture. Do you know what I mean? Which we talked about in part 1. If you missed it, go back and watch it. No, but the Afrobeat kind of side was definitely something we wanted to have everybody enjoy, because it just kind of made everybody unified, although they were different. Because my side, because we got some Sierra Leone kind of like fabric, which was, we had a red, black and white version, and then a purple version,
and white version,
which was really nice. So it just kind of cemented everybody together. So so that was lovely, and that was one of our prayers. Do you know what I mean? That our family would really come together. And we saw that in so many ways. And definitely the wedding was one of them. So that was cool. We'll try and see if we can find some pictures, man.
It was
and share
lovely.
it. But guys, thank you so much for staying with us. This has been Wedding Planning Part 2. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you guys learned something. If you didn't learn something, at least you laughed. But yeah,
it was good. We can't wait to see y'all.
So tune in next week, guys. Make sure you follow us on our social media if you're not already. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. Click the bell icon. So that you get a notification when we go live next tomorrow, guys. So we are going to be. I'll let you introduce it because you've been kind of doing the.
I mean, to be honest, we've been given the wonderful opportunity to join Women's Day Out on their live. It's at 8:30. It's tomorrow. Over on their Instagram, but we're going to join so you can join through us. But we're going live through
We Are the Cokers.
We can't wait. We've got some amazing questions about relationship, about marriage, about.
We're going to talk about all of it.
All of it. How to keep it going 10 years and that.
You know,
everything that comes in between. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. But join us tomorrow at 8:30 if you're around, or you can catch it on the replay, basically.
100%. All right, guys, have a blessed evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.